Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Cindy Byer, and with me again is Tyler Green. He's sitting down. How many of you all love a good pillow fight? Well, today, Tyler, do you like pillow fights?
Pillow fights.
All right, so go run and grab your pillows because today's workout is going to be an amazing, ultimate, really cool way of working out that will strengthen your core and reduce your back pain all at the same time, all while using a pillow. So now, Tyler, make sure you don't fall asleep while we're doing this. All right, so go ahead and grab a pillow. You can even grab your couch cushion if you want. If you can slide that off. It doesn't have to be a real big pillow. I do think, though, a firmer pillow works better. I'm using one of those bamboo pillows. This one is one of the more traditional pillows, and it's a little bit too squishy. However, you still can get the benefit out of the use of the pillow, even if it's not super firm. But if you have a firm pillow, you'll get a little bit more benefit out of it. So grab your pillow and join me on the floor or lay in your bed. We've done a bed video before. If you haven't seen that, make sure you run over to or scroll over to my YouTube channel, Cindy Byer Pilates and Massage, and check out the workout that you can do from the bed. Anyway, hop on the floor, grab a pillow. If you don't have a pillow, you still have the ability to do today's workout. The pillow brings a separate component into it, which I'll explain as we go. So let's get going. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna start laying down on our side. So I'm gonna take this pillow and I'm going to take my hip and I'm gonna place it down onto the side of the pillow here. And I'm going to lay down. I will bend both of my knees. And then I'm gonna lay down here. Now, if you wanted to, you could use your other pillow under your head. I'm choosing to just use my arm, but you can put your other pillow under your head if you want to. Just be careful you don't fall asleep. Now, from here, all we're gonna do is we're gonna just start by opening up our chest. So I'm gonna take my arm and bring it out in front of me. My other arm comes on top. If my head was on a pillow, I could just stay laying on it. From here, right now, I'm just gonna let it float. I'm gonna bring my arm to the ceiling, rotate up, and then turn my head and my shoulder backwards. That way, my other shoulder comes towards the floor. Then I'm going to rotate up towards the ceiling and bring my hand back down. Don't worry if your head is not touching something. If you have that extra pillow there, it will. Bring that arm back up again and turn to rotate. And then come back to the center. I'm going to really quickly flip over to the other side and do that opening as well. This way, this is our warming up. We're warming up your spine, opening up your chest. Hand comes down, head is down. Bring that top arm towards the ceiling. Follow it with your head and open your chest up. Let your head come down to the floor as you go further back. Arm comes towards the floor. It goes as far as you can comfortably stay open without too much of a pull. Arm comes back towards the ceiling and then down. Just do one more for me here and then we'll flip back to the other side and then start with our extra workout, our pillow workout. Come back to the side from here. All right, sorry for all the flipping, but I'm trying to keep you awake, right? So go back down onto the other side. Again, we're gonna lay with our hand under our head propped up or slide another pillow there. Both your knees are going to come onto the floor with my knees bent. The side of my hip is actually right down onto the pillow from here. Then all I'm going to do from here, keeping my heels or my feet touching, I'm going to just turn one leg towards the ceiling and then back down. You might feel tightness in this hip. That's what we're working on. We're trying to mobilize that hip and stretch that area. Bring that hip back down. You do have the ability, if you wanted to hold that leg up so the feet aren't touching and to create a greater opening of that hip if you want, or keep both feet down and do that clam type opening. This is really great for activating into the glutes and mobilizing that hip. We're gonna add into that. So we're gonna open that hip out here. Now I'm going to raise my leg by flexing my hip and pull my knee towards my shoulder. Then I'm going to bring it back down, and I'm going to close the leg together. We're going to do everything on this one side before we flip back over to the other side again. I'm counting on you all to stay awake. And if Tyler starts to fall asleep, don't worry, I've got a pillow over here and I'll throw it at him to keep him awake because I'll hear him start snoring. You guys will hear him snore too. Bring the leg down. And one more here. So you're going to open, lift, lower. I've got a treat for you in here today. Go ahead and just rest from there. What you're going to do, you can choose to have both legs stay bent, or you can straighten that bottom leg out if you want. I'm going to straighten both my legs out. Why would you want to keep your knees bent? If you have like any kind of hip pain, so a longtime client of mine, Veronica, was telling me, and hopefully she's watching, so hi Veronica if you are, she was telling me she has pain in her hip when she's doing the sideline. So she asked me about what to do. So I asked her to try to bend her knees and see if that helps to reduce the pain in that area. So hopefully she'll get back to me and let me know if that works. If you have questions along the way about any of the exercises we do, if you feel pain in something or you're struggling with one, make sure you comment below in the live stream or on the YouTube video, and I will be sure to answer them for you. All right, so from here, I'm going to straighten my legs out. What you'll notice is my body is starting to try to wobble and wiggle. That's what we're after. Why? Because then it challenges our obliques to stabilize our spine in this unsteady surface. What the pillow does is it creates an unstable surface. So what I need to do here, I have to pull my rib cage up. So I don't want to just sink down. I want to feel like it's pulling up. I want to be a little bit more wobbly. Then I'm going to take my top leg here and I'm just going to lift it up and lower it down. The whole while I'm trying to keep my rib cage from sinking down into that pillow. I can tell when it falls down. I want to keep it up. That's the challenge that we have right now. Very nice. Continue. Lift and lower. And then lift and lower. Now take that leg and kick it forward. Now if you've done some of my mat work with me before, you might have seen this exercise before. This is just the sideline series. It's phenomenal for mobilizing your spine, activating your glutes, activating your adductors and your obliques. Helps to whittle your middle, but more than that, by strengthening your core, it helps to get rid of your back pain or reduce it. Bring the leg forward. Now let it fall to the floor. Now when that leg fell, my side collapsed down into the pillow. That happens a lot. I want to try to prevent that from happening. So the pillow gives good feedback. I want to lift my rib cage off. You can't necessarily see it on the video, but you'll see what happens here. When I lift my ribs up, this no longer is sinking. You see how that sinks in? I want to come up. So from there, I'm going to take my front leg and lift it up and down. The pillow makes it a little bit harder, actually a lot harder, to stabilize and keep myself from falling, right? It's harder to keep my rib up because it wants to sink and collapse right down into that pillow. Do one more here. Now hold it, lift it, circle it around, down and forward. Now don't leave just yet. You're seeing what we're doing here and you're like, oh, okay, I can do that. No problem. But you want to stay on for the whole video today. Here's why. Because after we do our sideline work on both sides, when we go prone, I'm going to show you the secret to releasing your lower back. And so if you have back pain, especially lower back pain, at any point in time, you don't want to miss out on that. So be sure to stick around and watch the entire video from here. Now let's reverse it. So bring the leg up, bring the leg around forward, swing it back, bring it up, bring it down, and then back. Let's do two more. Up, around. Watch that rib cage. Make sure it's not falling. Last one. Up, around, down, and forward from there. Let that leg collapse down from there for just a break. Awesome. Go ahead and sit up and then face the other side. Again, you're going to want your hip to be laying right down on that pillow. I'm going to grab some water for me. Kim, nice to see you. Thanks for joining us today. I'm so glad that you're on. All right, lay down onto your side here. Again, my hand and my arm become my own pillow. This is going to create this balance problem, this challenge. We want a little bit of a challenge, So from there, as I'm laying down, I want to really make sure that this part of my rib is pulling up. And as soon as I do that, I start to wobble. Don't fear the wobble. You want to go right into it. Allow yourself to walk through that position. Hold here. Now, both legs can be straight or bent. Either one is fine. Whatever your body can stabilize in, the best. Top leg will just lift and then lower down. And lift again. And lower. Try about 3 more, just coming up and down. What we're really focusing on here is getting those glutes to work. Good. 2 more. And then 1 more. Hold it here. Kick that leg forward and then back. After we're done with this side kick series, we're going to go into some oblique work. That is going to be really kick butt obliques, and then we're going to flip onto our stomach. So I'm just giving you a little bit of a foreshadow of the direction that we're going to be going while we're still kicking our legs forward and back. Hold the leg here. Kick the leg up and bring it back down. Kick it back up. And I'm really struggling right now. I'm having a real hard time to stay stable. I can feel my body wanting to move forward and back, but I'm really having to work to keep that rib cage from falling. It's okay for me to feel wobbly. Circle that leg around, down and back. Bring it forward. If you don't have a lot of time to work out, but you really want to get the biggest bang for the buck, besides the push-ups that I said, these sideline kick series are amazing at helping to activate your glutes, your adductors, and the core. Good, reverse it. Bring it up, circle it around, forward and down, around, up, forward, around, and down. 2 more. Very good. And then 1 more here. Up, forward, around, down, and then relax that leg. Hopefully you're still awake with me, even though we're laying on a pillow and having a great pillow workout. Flip back over. Other side. Like I promised, now we're going to really activate into those obliques. You're going to lay back down onto this side from here. I'm going to reach myself down and my bottom arm is going to be straight. Both my legs can either be bent or straight, either is fine. But you notice that when this arm is straight, my rib cage has this tendency of wanting to sink down. So I have to purposely think, pull my rib up from the floor right here. So I want to do that. Why? Because now, when I go to flex up to the side here, I will get the biggest bang for the buck and a lot of side bending. If I'm already here, my side is already bent, so I don't have to do a whole lot of work to get flexion. I'm cheating myself out of that oblique work. So I want to start where I'm in neutral on my spine so I can actually bend more. So I'm going to go from here and I'm going to bend over to the side and lift. And then I'm going to come back down. But as I come back down, instead of just sinking down, which is what I have the tendency of wanting to do, some of you might do that too, is when I come down, watch what I'm going to do here. I'm going to come down, but I'm going to lengthen my body over to the side. You see how I just did that? So I didn't just fall. A lot of times we go through these exercises and we think, okay, we contract and we release. In the work that I'm doing, I don't want you to feel a release until I say rest. So you're going to come up, bend to the side. Then you're going to still work on the way down. You're still working throughout. I'm just taking my rib cage, moving it away from my pelvis. I'm not collapsing down. I'm not resting at any point in time. I'm going to come back up. Now, if your shoulder bothers you by being straight, with your arm out that way, bring it in front of you. But you go down, watch. As I go down, watch this. I'm going to lengthen my spine. I'm not all the way on the floor, but I'm sure getting some great oblique flexion. Don't worry if you don't get it today. I promise you, if you keep doing it and you watch these videos and repeat the moves over and over again, you're going to develop that strength to do it. Now, let's add a little bit more in if you're up for it. You're going to take your top leg and bring it up with you. Now, when you go down, you create the leg. Hip moves away from the rib cage as I go down towards the floor. Do 2 more here. And down, 1 more. Now, continue with that move if you want. If you want to take it and kick it up a notch, remember Emerald used to say, kick it up a notch. All right, I'm not Emerald, but I can cook. All right, you take both legs and lift them as you go up. And then lower back down to lengthen. Lift both legs up and lower. But notice I'm not collapsing. I'm really holding this big long line. 2 more here, that's it. Not a whole lot. 1 more. Up and then down. And now you can rest all the way. Over to the other side, as we have the other side of obliques to do. Hopefully you're still awake with me. Tyler, are you awake?
I'm awake.
All right. I have to watch. Make sure that he's not falling asleep back there. If he does, give me a thumbs up or start shouting out and just letting me know. All right, you're going to lay down on your side here. My arm is going to be out in front of me. Again, I'm focusing on this rib. I don't want it to fall. I want to get the biggest bang for the buck, right? I don't like to waste my time, so I don't want to have to do a ton of repetitions. I only want to do 6, maybe 8 of it. So I'm going to pull that bottom rib up. This is how I get the biggest bang for my buck. Pull that bottom rib up. I'm going to then lift and bend to the side and then come back down, lengthening from the hip and the rib. And then I'm going to bend to the side here. See how I'm having a hard time keeping my legs down. Sometimes people will have that. I know I have that hard time. This side is harder for me to do. Coming up, I have to really focus on, as I'm coming down, that's when I start to wobble a lot. If that's you, it's okay. You just work through it. But working through it is trying to find a way to create control as opposed to trying to force effort, right? We're not into forcing something. We're just trying to find a way to find that balance of control, bending from the rib to the hip and then back down. Now, if you want to, kick that top leg up as you go, but focus your attention on coming down, lengthening back down to the side, kicking up to shorten and bend that spine to the side, and then back down. Try 2 more. Like I said, we're not doing a ton of reps or a ton of sets. That's one fun thing. If you're doing it properly, you don't have to do a whole lot until you're fatigued. Now, both legs, if you want to, you lift both up. But don't forget, you're lengthening away to go down. And you lift back up. Now, if your neck starts to bother you, if you kind of turn it towards the floor, that will help release some of the tension in the side of your neck. Try 2 more. Lift both legs up and then lower down. Remember, lengthening, not just resting. 1 more up, then back down, and then you can relax down from here. Next up, you just roll right onto your stomach. If you want to plump this up a little bit, you can, but you don't have to. Where I want to position myself is I want the pillow to really be right here. This is a phenomenal position to be in if you get tight in your lower back. So when you exercise, if your lower back starts to tighten up a lot, having something that props up right here will help to release it. Some people use a Bosu for it. Some people go over a ball. I tend to just say, you know what, grab what you have, doesn't matter what it is, a towel. Right now we're using a pillow, and we're going to reach our body over it. And what's going to happen is I'm going to come down and over. My chest is forward, and I want my pelvis to fall down behind me. So Tyler, if you see where he's positioned, his hip is right here. I want this position in the center of your pillow. So move forward, even further. Good. Now, relax down. So lay down onto your chest. So now what we're going to do is we're going to feel that this, now scoot back a little bit more. I'm going to have you scoot back. He's got a really long torso. So now what you can see is this is going to release his back right here, and that's what we're after. If you have someone and you're trying to work with them, a great way to help release that is if you place your hands gently on the base of him here, and I press down this way. Do you feel that stretch? Mm-hmm. It stretches that lower back right there. That's a bonus that you can have. You can have your kids come over and do that. If you have dogs, give me a thumbs up. If you have dogs running around with you right now, they're probably going to come over and start licking you on the face. Or little kids will come and jump on you when you do this. It's all right. You can start moving and kick them off if you want, or just play with them. Come over top. Make sure you're towards the center of the pillow with where your hips hit. Your chest is forward and down over the top. Now from here, I'm going to widen my legs out, from there, and I'm going, so when I move my legs wider, I can relax my back more. So I'm going to reach my body forward and melt down even more towards the floor. And you'll feel this little bit of a traction for your lower back. It's not a big one, but if I concentrate on keeping my knees bent and dropping my pelvis down towards the floor, then I'm going to get a little bit more release in my lower back. My hands right now are going to be in front of my shoulders, palms are flat. Then from here, all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my legs, reach them behind me straight, and I'm going to lift my upper body up. So I want my legs to feel like they're sliding on the floor behind me and straight. And then I'm going to reach myself forward and melt over the top of the pillow. My legs can relax. Then right before I lift, I want to activate by straightening my legs so I can grab into my glutes, and I'm going to lift. This move over the pillow is phenomenal because it helps to limit the pressure that you normally would feel into the middle of your spine and your low back when you're doing these back extensions. And back extensions are phenomenal for strengthening not just your back, but strengthening through the glutes so that your lower back doesn't hurt. A lot of people say you gotta strengthen your abs, strengthen your abs. Yes, that's true, but you have to strengthen your lower back as well. Lift back up from here. And lower down, because if your lower back is weak, you need to strengthen your lower back. You don't need to strengthen your abs to strengthen your lower back. You need to strengthen your lower back. Now, from here, makes sense, right? That's pretty good logic, right?
That's good logic.
All right, so hands come in front of you here. And now, from there, I'm going to lift just my upper body. So now my knees are going to stay on the floor, and I'm just going to lift a little bit. It's not a lot, and then back down. So now I'm really focusing more on my upper back. From my ribcage up, I'm just lifting a little. It's not very high. And then down. Try about 2 more. Don't worry how high up you go. And then 1 more. Nice. Relax for a moment. Take your arms, reach them back towards your hips. Now from here, I will straighten your legs. So I'm going to tuck my toes under, hold my legs straight, and I'm going to lift into a dart. So I'm going to lift myself up into this nice dart position here, and then just lower my upper body down, but not relax my legs. So Tyler, straighten your legs out. What happens when you straighten your legs is you grab your glutes. So the glutes can help and assist in that lift. So then lift up, and then lower down. Try 2 more. Lift, and lower. 1 more, up, and then down. And now you can just relax your head down for a moment. I'm going to keep mine up so you can hear me talking. From here, what you're going to do is I'm going to have you straighten both legs behind you, point your toes, and lift your legs. So let your head fall down. You're relaxed. Mine's up so you can hear. My legs are lifting, then I'm going to lower them down. Where I'm lifting from is I'm really focusing on getting my glutes to pull my legs up. So the lift or the initiation starts from the glutes into the hamstrings and then down. If your knees have the tendency to bend as you lift, that's okay. All that means is that your hamstrings are super duper strong and they're bypassing and overpowering your glutes. So what I would do is focus on just keeping your knees slightly bent and then really feel like you're trying to initiate the lift from the glute, like from here, as opposed to lower down. But if your knees don't bend, ignore what I said, don't worry about it, you're probably doing it just fine. If you have questions about if you're doing it fine, feel free to ask, comment below. I'm more than happy to FaceTime with you. If you want one-on-one instruction, just let me know that as well. Good. Now, hold the legs up from here. All you're going to do is open them to the side, close them, lower. Lift, open, close, and lower. 2 more. Lift, open, close, and lower. 1 more. Up, open, close, lower. Now bend your knees and collapse your upper body down if it's not all the way down. Again, releasing your lower back. Now from here, we're going to combine leg work with the upper body work. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just simply lift my upper body up a little bit. Now I'm going to lift both my legs at the same time. And I have to scoot back just a little bit to get balance. You have to find your balance point on this pillow. to find this point where you can fly, right? Where you're not falling forward or falling back, but you want to hold those legs up from here. Once you find it, you alternate the kicking and movement of your legs and arms as if you were swimming in the water, being mindful not to bend your knee in the process. You're just lifting and lowering. If that's too confusing, just hold your arms still and scissor kick your legs behind you. That's perfectly fine as well. Let's do about 4 more. 4, switch, 3, 2, 1, lower down, and then we're going to do one more move when we're lifted. It's our breaststroke. You might hear some knocking in the background. That's the dog, Brutus. He's down there and he can hear me talking, so he's getting real excited, so his tail's wagging. All right, so from here you're going to lift the legs back up, lift your upper body up, find your balance point. Now what you're going to do from there is bend your elbows back. Right? This changes the pull of gravity on the body, right? As soon as my arms come in, gravity's closer to here, it's harder for me to hold up. I'm going to reach my arms out in front of me. I'm going to breaststroke my arms around. As my arms go back towards my legs, I lift higher. Then I'm lowering slightly as my arms go forward. And then I'm pulling back as if I'm coming up for air, and I'm lifting higher with my upper body. And then I'm lowering down. Let's just do 2 more. If the coordination of this is too difficult, take the arm portion out and just hold the lift and lift higher. 1 more up, and then lower down. Relax over that pillow. Enjoy that position for just a moment. Press yourself to come back up from here. Holding this position here, my knees are bent, my back is flat. I'm going to curl my pelvis under, pull my belly in towards my back, round my spine. Then I'm just going to tilt my pelvis out, flatten my back into one long line. And I'm going to do that again. I'm going to curl the pelvis under, round the spine towards the ceiling. So that lower back starts the move. And then I flatten by sticking the pelvis out, flattening the back. Let's do 1 more. Round from here. And flatten your back. And then reach back towards your heels. Hold your back straight. Your head can hit the pillow if you want. Thank you guys so very much for sticking around with me today. I hope to see you again tomorrow. If you come tomorrow, be sure to grab a broom, a mop, a Swiffer, or something like that, and we'll have a great workout while you learn how to kind of clean your house, I guess. But in any case, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Thanks for joining me today. Be sure to check me out over on YouTube as well. I'm up to 60-something subscribers. I need to get to that 1,000 by the end of the month, so hopefully you can help me out with that. Be sure to watch the video all the way through. If there's certain areas that you would like some more focus on in future videos, let me know, because I'm working on some content that will be uploaded shortly with about 5-minute stints or 10 minutes of more instructional type videos. All right, thanks for now. We'll see you soon. Take care.